Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Tech Chat. In this video, I'm going to talk about Windows Domain Controller. So what is a domain controller? Domain controller is a server which manages organization domain. As example, techchat.local. We can have a domain controller to manage our domain. Domain controller used for centralized management of a domain. Under this, authentication, authorization, DNS resolution, and group policy management is done. Simply, a domain control include Windows AD Domain Service, Windows DNS, and Group Policy Manager GPO. When we set up a domain controller, we can have two domain controllers. One controller will be the active one, other one will be the standby one. So when we do a change in the primary one, it means active one, the changes will be replicated to the secondary one, means standby one. So it means that there is a replication between active and standby one. So why we need a domain controller? It used for the centralized management. Let's say my company has thousands of computers. It means that my domain techchat.local has thousands of computers. Then if I need to create a user, I have to log into each computers and then I have to create users. So it will take a long time period. If I need to apply group policies in individual computers, I have to access each computers and then I have to set up group policies in each computers. So this will take very long time period. So this is very difficult to do. In that kind of situation, domain controller helps us to do this with a very short time period. So if we need to access the thousand of computers, then simply we can create a user in domain controller. Then we can access each computers using that user. To do this, domain controller has Active Directory service, and under Active Directory service we can create users. And also, if we need to push group policies, we can create a group policy template in domain controller. Then we can add each computers under that group policy template. Then that group policies will be applied to the individual computers. So this will take a very short time period. So this is the advantage of domain controller. And also we can set up DNS. Then we can take DNS service from our local domain computer. So this is a huge advantage of domain controller. Okay, so in my screen you can see we have domain controller. Our domain computers are connected with domain controller. And also domain controller has service Active Directory, DNS, group policy management. So authentication and authorization is done by Active Directory and DNS resolution is done by DNS, and group policy management help for pushing group policies. Okay, so we can say domain controller used for centralized management of a domain. We can authenticate, authorize multiple computers, and Active Directory domain service help for this. It means that ADDS help for the authentication and authorization of our domain computers. So guys, I have uploaded video as how to set up a Windows domain controller. In that video, we will install ADDS DNS roles. So please go and watch that video. So and also in future videos, I will talk about how to do the configuration for Active Directory, DNS and GPO. So don't worry guys. So this is an introduction video. So simply we can say we use domain controller for centralized management. Under domain controller we have Active Directory service. So what is Active Directory? So it is a database which stores data about users, security groups, computers, printers and other resources. So it means guys, we can create users, we can create computers, and then we can manage them through the Active Directory. So the task performed by Active Directory is user authentication, authorization, centralized management, access control, auditing. Now we are going to talk about the AD objects. Physical entities of a network, forest, domain, organization unit, users, groups, computers, printers. You already have heard about users, groups, computers, printers, but you are not familiar with forest, domain, organization unit. So we will talk about them. Okay, now you can see AD architecture if there is a single root domain. So what is a root domain? So if my domain is techchat.local, we call that as the root domain, if not parent domain. So if my company have the subdomain like sales and IT, then I can have two child domain as sales.techchat.local and also it.techchat.local. So this is the Active Directory architecture if we have only single root domain. So in this kind of situation, the root domain will be equal to the forest domain. So I will talk about the forest in next slide. So in here you can see domain and techchat.local. Under techchat.local we have a tree to it.techchat.local. It's the child domain. Under it.techchat.local you can have a organization unit, and under organization unit we have create a computer 1 and 2, user 1 and 2. So this is example diagram. So remember that we can have organization unit under even under our root domain. Here I have created the organization unit under it.techchat.local child domain, but we can have an organization unit under techchat.local also. So remember that. So this is a simple diagram to explain this. So simply organization unit is a logical entity which include computers, users of the domain. Okay, now you can see AD architecture if we have multiple root domain. So at the very beginning I had only the chat company, then I purchased Techmaster also, then I have two major domains, two root domains. So in that kind of situation, we call these as a forest. We have main root domains. The first one is techchat.local, then we have techmaster.local. And you can see we have trace, then we have child domain. Under techchat.local, we have it.techchat.local, and also we have sales.techchat.local. Okay, so this is the architecture of the Active Directory. So we can say below tasks are performed by the Active Directory. Handles security authentication across a domain, centralized management, and also if we don't have Active Directory service, we need to uh, create individual users in individual computers. But when we have a domain controller and under domain controller we have Active Directory, then we can create Active Directory users and we can manage individual computers using that Active Directory user. Okay guys, so this is the end of my video. So I hope you understood what is the domain controller. So then what are the tasks of domain controller and also what are the services running on Windows domain controller. So under that we talk about the Active Directory service. So but we don't talk about the DNS and GPO. So in future videos I will talk about them, and I will bring videos to how to configure Active Directory, how to configure group policies, how to configure DNS in Windows. So guys, I hope this is enough for this video. So please share this video with your friends and follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page link, and also you can go and watch article, you can go and read the articles in my website techchat.lk. And guys, please subscribe my YouTube channel, and thank you very much for watching this video.